You have your life, and I have my life. We have separate lives. We are gifted the ability to experience all of ourselves through an individuated framework that has the freedom to have its own experiences as it wishes, apart from the whole of itself. That right there is magical. It's powerful. And in the deepest, most subtle, of hidden from plain sight, experiencing of self equally, the I of sovereign individuation becomes the we within the I. And the more and more that we surrender, that we release, that we stop, and we courageously, very courageously, allow what's there to be seen, to be felt, to be acknowledged, to be known, to be realized, to be. What we discover is something that seems like movement and a vacillation between being and becoming. Yet the paradox in that is that within being, it's all here already. There's nothing to do, nowhere to go. The perfection is felt, the state of perfection is experienced real time, and thus any desire to be somewhere else does not exist. The desire to be right here, right now, as one is, in fullness of self, is present. And one's self is not pulling one's self or one's consciousness somewhere else in time to be experienced. And so the becoming is also a natural state of being that arises like an emergence from one's own self within the perfect timing of self. And it seems like there's a doing within that. And yet the innate intelligence that comes from the being itself knows and that knowing arises within the perfection of the moment. The words that we use to describe the being and becoming have time in them, yet the experience of being and becoming have no time. And thus the perfection of each and every moment is present. And this presence carries no time. And simultaneously carries all time, and yet is not bound by time, nor does it need time for its own existence. The paradox that we live in being and becoming is really beautiful. And when we have moments to slow down enough, and that the remembering of ourselves is a happening that arises spontaneously without imposition or superimposing form or structure upon it. The freedom of self-expression and what is expressed through that freedom is so sacred, is so holy. And that is not separate from who you are, from who I am. The vastness of the ocean and the drop within the ocean are not separate. The experience of it within the idea of separation will have significant differences, and that differentiation is what makes our unique sovereignty within this form, within this drop, so exquisite. And within our own vastness, the same vastness, there's no need for the difference to bring about a certain value that esteems one more than the other, for inherent within all of it is equanimity, sameness, equality. And the integrity that we have to live in this way is also within our own sovereign will, our own sovereign right to make choices and to move in with consciousness. as we seem to think we choose. The beauty in these moments of remembering and in stillness and with self as self, experiencing self, being the ocean while experiencing self as the drop that's also the ocean. And the joy that arises here in the spaciousness and the vastness that is also here is nothing short of bliss, of ecstasy. Where gratitude is a natural state, and all that arises here and now is welcome as part of one's self, one's own arising. Being and becoming. We're both. And neither. Thank you for being with me.